again in a different social setting than you are. Now, in my case, I have friends through my marriage that no longer
I know. Yes,
want to see
that's
me.
very hard, isn't it?
That's very hard. They know that, and I don't want to put the blame on them, but they gravitate towards one person who stays in the neighborhood or where the house is and everything. And so I've lost friends in that respect. Families, I was very close to my in-laws, many who I don't speak to anymore. And again, it's not one person's fault. It's just how things progress.
Yes, I'm smiling because I've been.
And again, I think that's where the children get confused,
Right.
because my children always thought that my ex-wife would come to all the parties and
Yeah,
I would go to her family parties, and though we wouldn't be married, everybody, and I don't.
Doesn't work that way
It
because
doesn't work
people
that
take
way.
sides. I have a friend, she's been married almost 50 years, and she thinks about divorce. And I've known her for many years, and she had periods where, yes, I'm going to get a divorce. And she never did. And finally, there it is. They're married 48 years. And I said to her, you're crazy if you get a divorce. I said, you've managed for 48 years. What will happen is everyone will take sides. You will lose people you are so attached to. Even your children will take sides. Not only that, but you're living in a comfortable lifestyle. The two of you have your own lives. You go your own separate ways. And you live in a very nice house, and that's all going to change because now whatever income you have will have to support, because they're both retired,
Right.
will have to support two households. You think it's going to be as nice as what you have? You're crazy.
Right.
Suck it up.
Yes, it's well, again,
That was harsh. I'm sorry.
no, not at all. But the reality of the book is, if I may, if I just want to
Yes,
read one,
please.
one line that I think brings it home as far as the pain. I mean, we've discussed all the. I want men to not feel bad if they do something as painful as what I'm about to read, because I think. Okay. I think that many people do this, and they're ashamed to admit it. And I said that's the purpose, I think, of writing this book, is that I think if men could come to terms with their sensitive nature, they won't feel so bad that they have to suck it up. And certain things you have to suck up, but in times when you're alone, you could feel so lost and so broken down.
Yeah.
And I think I want to convey that to women as well, because I want them to know. And again, not everyone. Some men are perfectly happy leaving, but maybe if the woman knows that the person they were married to can feel this pain, that they were human beings, and
Yeah, I think
and
that's-
that everybody should treat each other as such.
You're right.
Afterwards.
You're absolutely
but
right.
I'm just going to read one paragraph where one of the characters finds himself alone in an apartment, in a basement apartment that he is now relegated to from a big house in the suburbs, and he finds himself alone in a moment of destitute. And it's quite hard, it's quite heavy, but this is a heavy moment that people can go through. And so I knew in one fell swoop, I felt as if a basket of old and future memories were taken from me. This is going to sound a little freaky, but I began to sob uncontrollably. I remember lighting a cigarette to calm down, but that first long drag I almost choked on and almost dry heaved. Then out of nowhere, I began to scream, almost beastly. Ah, I kept shouting. Why, God, what did I do? I shouted out their names, my wife and my children. I felt the tears soak my face. I felt there was no way out of that room, and the walls were suffocating me. How's that for melodrama? But it's all true, 100%. I don't have to tell you what the body feels like after an experience like that.
Yeah.
And I actually got a little shudder reading that, because I've heard so many people tell me
That
this.
is a feeling, and it's a wrenching experience. Even if you want to do it, it's a wrenching experience because you feel guilty about hurting the other person. If you're a decent human being, anyway, you feel guilty about hurting the other person and having to say things that you know, that you didn't want to say. We only have about a minute left, and what I love at the end of the book is you talk about forgiveness.
Yes, the end of the book describes that, and that was really mostly my co-author's idea. I had not originally put the forgiveness in the
You hadn't
book.
got there yet.
But I hadn't got there, but Jason Cole and Dr. Bellotti were there, and they wanted me to help with a chapter on forgiveness and how, whether right or wrong, you have to forgive because you will never let it go.
Yes, it's
and
for
it's
you.
for your children too, but mostly for yourself.
You have to come back and do a second, because we just have a few
I'm
seconds left.
I'm sorry if I.
No, but you have to come back because this is such an important topic, and I think there's many things in this book that you could talk about. So thank you for this time, and the next time you get a chance, you can come back and do it again.
Thank you so much again. Thank you, a wonderful show.
Yep. So